Welcome back to Streaming Media West 2017. I'm Tim Siglin, contributing editor with Streaming Media Magazine and media strategy principal at RealSolver Incorporated. And today I have with me Rick Phelps from Deluxe. Rick, tell me your title and tell me a little bit about Deluxe.
My name's Rick Phelps, as you mentioned. Okay. Senior Vice President of Broadcast Sales for Deluxe Entertainment, based out of the New York office. Deluxe is one of the oldest film processing companies in America, if not the oldest, and now we do pretty much every service for studios and broadcasters around media services.
And what's new about the way that Deluxe is focusing toward broadcast? Because I think for you, that's an area of focus.
Yeah, Deluxe historically has done a lot of work with the studios, upstream in the content production, creative services, and now we're putting a real focused effort on broadcasting, broadcasters, and the consumption of video content around the globe.
Okay, and one of the things that, if I understand correctly, you all made an announcement today for a smart video engine that you'd acquired from Siemens.
Correct, yeah.
And that's part of a new technology group within Deluxe?
So we have a new department called Deluxe Technologies, and what they're doing is really, Deluxe had a lot of legacy technologies that ran the different businesses within Deluxe, and now we're combining that into one platform where anybody can give us content one time and we can provide it to any platform, any device, in any language around the globe now. So that's what the technology group is doing.
Okay. And are some of those technologies from the film industry that are rolling over into broadcast? I mean, is that sort of your benefit or your...
Yeah, what we see is that whole kind of value chain within the production of content. You would typically have disparate systems where you would actually look at rushes, then send them to another system to create versions of those, and then send it to another platform to distribute it, whether it be a VOD delivered file or a stream to a cable affiliate. We see that as one workflow. So now if you give us that content immediately, we can give access to it at every stage along the path, and then manage that full service for somebody or let them manage it themselves.
So Deluxe is one of those companies that's been sort of a holistic end-to-end, as you talked about. What's the benefit to your customer of that end-to-end scenario versus going to best in breed on a number of different companies?
I think the big benefit is you can give us your content once, your video content, your graphics content, your metadata, just give that to us once in your mezzanine format, and we'll handle all the complexities of getting it into the different types of platforms and the different types of specs that they need.
And do you partner then with OVPs that do the delivery, or do you have CDN agreements with large CDNs?
We have our own CDN. We also partner with CDNs, but what the Smart Video Engine product does from Siemens that we recently acquired, that gives us that whole consumer engagement part of the pit. We do everything else we've done. That enables us to now do the full end-to-end, end-to-end, where we're the actual OVP ourselves.
And so this CDN that you have, or this OVP that you have, is that a broadcast-focused delivery, or is that for digital cinema and theaters, or where does that play?
Primarily focused for content owners, broadcasters, and platforms as well. So a platform could stop investing in their own infrastructure and just fully outsource their TV Everywhere platform or their whole on-demand platform to us.
Wow, okay, that's interesting. And what kind of traction have you had with companies saying, we're not really interested in continuing to put effort into our homegrown solution?
That's the big trend that you see across the board in our industry. It was first the cloud, now people are putting their content on the cloud, and they see the benefits of not having to reinvest into that equipment every year and run facilities. So it's moving very rapidly in that direction.
And what about security? Because I just did a panel with representatives from Bright Cove, Concurrent, and a couple other companies. Security seems to be, especially for premium content, a very important part of that. How do you all?
It is very important. But Deluxe is, we have the pedigree of being a highly secure partner with the studios, so we're trusted. But everywhere along the line, we have a broadcast delivery network where we use the public internet to deliver streams and files, and we're using high-grade military encryption on that. So everywhere through the process, security is one of our number one components that we have in there. And the key thing about that as well is now the speed to market
Sure.
that's required by people to get their content. Because of the longer you wait after the original viewing window,
Right.
the more tendency
More
for piracy,
likely.
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
now they're shrinking those windows down. So one platform can enable you to do that faster as well.
And isn't it interesting that, years ago we were concerned about VHS cannibalizing theater viewing, and it had the opposite effect. Then we were concerned about DVD doing that, and it had the opposite effect. Now we actually seem to have something that is limiting the length of time things are in theaters, because we want to get it out to a broader audience across OTT platforms.
Yeah, you do see that more and more now.
Yeah, so that model has shifted significantly, and I applaud Deluxe for stepping from what it used to know into the way that the world is actually moving these days. And obviously, from your standpoint, for sales in broadcast, that it's incredibly important that customers understand not just that you were able to handle the studios in the old model, but that you're able to work with them and kind of pushing them forward into the new delivery model.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, if you look at it, Deluxe does almost every aspect of the full workflow. We do languaging, we do compliance editing, we do access services, really everything, and we're global. So there's really one company out there that can do every service in every area of the world, and that's Deluxe.
And is your focus as you go and look at broadcasters to go to shows like IBC, NAB, the streaming shows, and find new potential customers, or is it to go back to those existing customers like the studios and reassure them that you can handle the process, they don't need to?
I think it's both, and we're going to these shows, but we're also going to the MIP cons and those types of shows as well, because the content owners, they really just want to create content and market that content. And we're there. We can be that partner that can just handle all the complexities of delivering that content for them.
Awesome. Once again, Rick Phelps from Deluxe. Rick, thank you for being with us today, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.